Welcome back. Now, the Reserve Bank of India has just come out with the minutes of its MPC meeting. Ritu is here with the details. Ritu.
Well, this time around, the minutes are not as surprising as they have been in some of the past policies. The last policy, earlier last month, there was a 25 basis point hike where the vote was 5:1, 5 in favor of a hike, and one person from the MPC, that is Dr. Ravindra Dholakia, who voted against this rate hike. Remember, this was the second consecutive rate hike undertaken by the RBI, citing concerns to inflation, and the minutes have just been released. And all of those concerns relating to the inflation projection have been reiterated by most of the MPC members, starting most importantly with the governor's comments, where he says because the inflation risks have continued to be elevated, he voted for a hike in policy rates. He said at this point it was necessary to secure the mandated 4% CPI inflation targeting under the inflation targeting regime. And therefore, in the view of several uncertainties in the present, he also voted to maintain the neutral stance of the policy. Dr. Acharya, again, a slightly more, stauncher view on inflation here. He says that for the past several months, headline inflation prints have been above what RBI has been targeting, and it suggests that, over the medium term at least, these risks will remain elevated. All those risks were highlighted in the policy, whether it was from the crude oil prices or the geopolitical tensions, all of those have been cited, and therefore Viral Acharya also voted for a 25 basis point rate hike in the policy. We'll get to all of the statements, but very quickly we're also joined by Latha, Venkatesh, who will further analyze this policy. Latha, there was a rate hike this time around, and the minutes of the policy show further how the concerns on inflation is the reason for that.
Yes, actually, I've gone through the most important statements that we normally look at, the governor's statement, Viral Acharya's statement, and Michael Patra's statement, the three RBI members. And really, there is nothing out of the ordinary that anybody has said. It is a neutral tone. It can still go any which way. If anything, I would think that they are sounding softer. They are not sounding that there is another October hike. But we must always remember that RBI will be data dependent. They will react to incoming data. And, yesterday's trade deficit number will have made them write a different set of minutes probably. The important point is the way in which the minutes have come from Michael Patra, from Viral Acharya and Dr. Urjit Patel don't indicate that this is an RBI wanting to hike rates in a hurry. They feel that they have done what they need to do, and the fact that they maintain a neutral stance indicates that they are not in a hurry to give a series of rate hikes. That is not the kind of RBI tone that comes from the minutes. But we will have to wait and see. And like I'm telling you, this they are writing as of August 7th. Now, after that, there has been, one inflation data which was very dovish, and one trade account data which has been extremely difficult to swallow. So I'm sure their views will change. I don't think there is anything in this minutes to change the market's mood. It is exactly the mood we took home on August 7th.
Yeah, absolutely. That is the message from these MPC minutes. I mean, there's no surprise here this time around. The MPC members have pretty much maintained what the Reserve Bank of India said in its policy. They remain in a neutral stance while hiking the rates for 2 consecutive quarters, but there is no indication that they are in a hurry to jump to another rate hike in the coming policy, as they remain data dependent. Concerns on inflation have been highlighted, and if they materialize, RBI will act accordingly. But for now, it's no surprises, that is to sum up the MPC minutes.
Ritu and Latha, thanks for analyzing the MPC minutes for us. Meanwhile,